In my case, very hot. I'm trying to keep my blood moving, so I'm going with a full, like, 2 heaping tablespoons. This is a 35,000 heat unit cayenne, which is pretty spicy. Again, I do everything over the top hot because I'm trying to keep my blood moving. I am working on detoxing. I'm gonna put some dill in here. A lot of dill, love dill. I'm gonna go with some cilantro seeds. There's my cilantro seeds, there they are. Grind these up in the coffee grinder. Probably definitely go for some cumin in here as well. I'm running low on my favorite herbs, so I've got to reorder that. As you can see, I don't really work with any kind of proportions or any of that kind of stuff. I know what I like. Really try to avoid recipes, just throw stuff together, so I'm not hung up on stuff. So you want to give all that a big old mix. Get it all nice and incorporated. The cayenne pepper that I got, which is from Star West Botanicals, very red compared to the cayenne pepper, reddish orange than what I'm used to seeing. Kind of tempted to throw some more in there. I think I'm going to. It doesn't look. I want to make this really spicy, so I'm going to go with another full heaping tablespoon. And when I'm eating my hot stuff, I'm getting quite a tolerance to heat. I'm definitely wanting to get a reaction, a physical reaction, sweating, my eyes watering, because all that means that you're getting a chemical reaction. And hot stuff like ginger gets the blood moving and works. I mean, that's the life source of everything, is the blood. And so if you don't have a love of hot stuff, I suggest that you start moving in that direction, and the only way to get used to it is to start eating it. Okay, we're getting on to the part where you want to take a couple cups of this mixture that's in the bowl, take it to the Vitamix. Again, all my stuff I sterilized ahead of time with I took a small amount of food grade peroxide and mixed some water. The food grade peroxide I have is 30%. About that much. Incorporate with some good fresh water. This is spring water that I just got from my famous spring that everybody hears me talking about all the time. It's within walking distance from my house. I'm going to turn this into a brine now and incorporate it back into the bowl. So I've heard a lot of people talk about kimchi, the way it's made and stuff. It is I believe the origins of it, it's Asian. I think it's mostly Korean. And very interested in knowing about food and stuff. You want to go ahead and mix this all in, make it all as one. The last time I made this, I didn't think it was really wet enough. So this time it looks like it definitely looks like it's I think it's wet enough. You want to be able to see that it's wet and get it all nice incorporated, all those spices, especially the cayenne pepper and everything, so you don't have little pockets of spices. And I think that's probably good enough. So here comes the part where you finish it all up. Want to get your nice clean bowl. And we're going to add this in 2-inch layers. So take a potato masher or something like that, or even just a regular dowel, and what we're going to do is just mash it all down. So and this is what they say, that somebody told me that the way they traditionally make the kimchi is you break it all down, that they use some kind of salt or anything. As I said, my guidelines for this is I started this all out of the body ecology diet. So I think this is the elimination of the salt, because the salt actually stops the fermentation. Salt's a preservative. That's the reason why it was so valued in ancient times before we had refrigeration and all that. So there's about a 2-inch layer. You want to keep filling your vessel. We want to wind up leaving 2 inches at the top for the material. Once it starts fermenting, it expands. And I made the mistake of not leaving enough room on, I think, my second or third batch, and the top popped right off and started oozing all kinds of crap all over. I didn't ruin my batch or anything like that, but you want to avoid that. So you want to leave a 2-inch gap before it fills all the way up. I think this is going to wind up being the last layer. We're going to do a bunch of it in the ball jars. Probably 1 jar in the ball jar. This could be called cultured vegetables too. That's kind of where Donna Gates, she's the author of The Body Ecology Diet. She actually has a cultured vegetable starter that you can do, but you don't have to have that. So I think I'm actually going to wind up almost using all of this in this one main jar. So I want to definitely leave enough room at the top for it to expand. I would say I'm at about 2 inches. Now what you want to do is take these leaves that you've harvested before we started all this and pack these in on top. Not sure why you do this step here. I'm actually at some point, when I'm not desperate to have kimchi, I've actually become quite addicted to this stuff. It's really had some amazing results in my health. Not sure why you do this step here. I am going to experiment with leaving this out. It doesn't kind of seem, I don't see why it's necessary myself. It may just be a step in traditional kimchi making where they do this. The origins of kimchi and fermented cultured vegetables is Korea is a place that gets has a harsh winter. And so the people there would use kimchi to get them so they would have vegetables through the winter when there was no vegetables. So anyways, there it's done. You want to keep this at about 70 to 75 degrees. My house, the ambient temperature of my house is about 70 to 75. I'm going to go ahead and stick it up on top of the refrigerator because that's where it's always warm. And I'm going to leave it up there for, I did 3 days the first time. I did 4 or 5 days, I think, the last time. I'm going to go a long time on this one, maybe about 7 days. Just let it sit there and ferment. A lot of people are kind of scared of fermented vegetables. I can tell you it's very much a missing thing in our culture. Everything's pasteurized. I used to go to the dairy back when I was a kid. You go through these drive-up dairies, and they had all lines of things like kefir and yogurt, and all that was not pasteurized. So all this fermented stuff has become missing from our diet. So anyways, I'm going to pack the rest of this away in a ball jar. Not very much left over. Anyways, this is Keith saying to your health. Goodbye.